Good
Wow.
morning, Patriot
I'm
family.
just saying, buckle up. Our show really started at 9:30 this morning. If you're not following Allie on TikTok, which I think, so you got booted off and then you kind of you appealed and you came back, right? So you're still
Yep.
on your personal. Okay.
Yes.
What is your, and it's at Allie Leger on
Yes.
TikTok?
It's at Allie Marie,
Allie
Marie.
Marie. Okay.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Because you can join us at 9:30, all of the conversation. Allie, when you first did this, I was kind of like a little, anytime there's something new, I'm the one that pushes back on it because I'm like, wait, I don't get it. I don't
I
understand it. I
know.
don't. Wait. And then
I know.
a week later, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever because
It's
Allie is
good.
engaging with our TikTok audience. We're able to talk about all the things and really hear your point of view. So make sure 9:30 a.m. join us on TikTok Live. Allie, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm filled with so much joy. I got up and I was a little emotional though because I'm like, okay,
Girl,
it's
me too.
another day. I'm a little
Girl,
tired because I didn't go to
girl.
bed until late. I was in spaces just learning, right? And that's where we're at. We're learning from people on the ground in different states that are dealing with different things, different aspects of things. Truckers talking about how H-1Bs are affecting the trucking
Yep,
industry.
yep.
We're just talking about all kinds of things and just learning. And I get so inundated and then I fall asleep and then I wake up and I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta get up. I'm
I got.
tired."
I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again. Well, and here's the thing, Ellie. You and I've talked about this. It's like you pray for God to enlarge your tents, and then He does, and then you're like, I'm overwhelmed, and then it's like, no, don't be overwhelmed because His yoke is light. The
Yes.
burden is not heavy because you throw it all back at the feet of Jesus and say, look, you wouldn't be
Right.
providing these platforms without the ability to stand through it. But it is a lot, guys. It is a lot. If you think this hour of information leaves you a little bit full and a little bit, whether you're motivated or you're a little angry or you're a little bit, whatever that is, we live it 24 hours a day. And this is something that I think we're right on the cusp, Allie, of really our finest hour as this country, because not only celebrating America 250 all throughout 2026, but reliving sort of that energized spirit that brought us to 1776. I think we're a part of that. I think our viewership and our fans and the people that join us, we're all a part of that. So listen, it was probably a little heavy for them burning the midnight oil while signing the Declaration of Independence. They understood their life was on the line by doing it. But
1000%.
do
And
you
they were
have the?
young. They were in their 20s.
They
They were
were.
in their 20s and they understood this. Right now we have 25-year-olds that are voting for a freaking socialist, communist,
Lord.
Islamist in offering free things because that's all they know. Like
Hey, they
it's
offer
uh,
tacos in order to get your jab in California. Just saying.
look,
And there's not much I won't do for a
I'm
taco.
Latina,
I'm just saying.
right? There's not much I won't
I was
do
like, can
for
I
a
just pretend to
taco.
get it? Can I put a band-aid on my arm and still get the free taco?
But I'm not. Nope. Because they nowadays you got to be careful with what you eat because they got vaccines in food now.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Guys, we are fired up and ready to go. I hope you guys have hot coffee with you or something warm that you're drinking. Buckle up. We're going to be talking about the
hot
government
patty.
shutdown. We're the only place that's talking about the marriage that's taking place between what we consider to be extreme terroristic Islam along with communist, the communist agenda. We're talking about it here. We'll be talking about Mandami and so much more, guys. So, Allie, let's open the mic.
Let's open that mic, y'all. Let's go.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, white, and blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
So, Allie, I was just thinking, how many times have we heard this song? Like 1,000,001, maybe, including today.
I love
It talks about we're fighting for each one of you. This is part of what Forgiato raps in that portion, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I know you've had somebody on TikTok that has been, on the opposite side of the aisle or whatever. And really, what you don't understand is that if we don't get through this time together, whether it's through community or through talking or through just having dialogue, we're fighting for each one of you, whether you agree with me or not. I'm fighing for
Exactly.
your ability to have civil disagreement.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
part that wants to divide us and shut us up, and I'm talking about this new communistic sort of extreme left, they don't want us to do that
No.
because your rights are going to be taken away just as well as mine.
Right.
So I hope this
We're
person
definitely not
understands.
for that. We're definitely
Yeah,
not for that. Sorry, moving
definitely.
my camera here because
You're
it's a
good.
lot of
You look beautiful.
room up there.
Can we just say
Thank
that?
you. Thank you.
A beautiful sister in
I have a
Christ.
couple of meetings today.
Lord, we just pray your blessings and your favor go over Allie because listen, it's not easy to get into some of these rooms, and I know exactly what you're referring to, Allie. And we have to remember that when we're called by God to do things and to go into the fire, first of all, you're not alone, and second of all, you walk into that room like He put you there because He did.
Amen.
And you're not asking anybody's permission; you're just standing on principle. And so, Allie, our whole viewership is praying for you today.
Thank
You're
you
gonna come out with good
guys.
news, man.
I appreciate that. I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell y'all what I'm doing.
I know, I can't either. I can't either. So let's talk just briefly about the heads that are exploding because of EBT benefits, SNAP food benefits. I guess there was a notification that went out that in November, November 1st, those not just food stamps, but also those that are getting like rental assistance, that this is part of.
Didn't I say that? I said that. I said that. I said nobody's talking about this. When you get Section 8 housing assistance and
Yes.
SNAP is not available, what do you think is coming next? This is
Civil
on purpose. The Democrats are doing this on purpose to sow chaos and to dismantle all of the good things that we've done in this economy with President Trump. That's exactly what's happening.
This is their new COVID, you guys. It's their new
Yes.
COVID. It's their new thing to disrupt because they can't leave well enough alone. We can't prosper in this country.
No, of course
Then
not.
what is the left going to run on? They already run on everything anti-Trump. When you can't complain about the things Trump's doing, you create chaos and havoc. This is a part of the communistic call to action to sow discourse within people. This is why they don't want us to talk. They don't want us to agree to get along.
Right.
But
It's
take
why
a
we're
listen.
silenced and debanked and platformed.
Take a listen to just a portion of what Speaker Mike Johnson had to say. It's a long clip, so we're just going to play a portion of it. Take a listen.
So I brought you a little visual aid here to just remind everybody what the simple facts are. 4 simple facts here. The Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number 1, Democrat votes are required to open the government. Point number 2, they refuse to do it. They have now voted 12 times to keep the government closed. And they'll have another chance today or tomorrow, maybe multiple times this week, and we'll see what they do.
There'll be multiple chances. Allie, you and I are taking a trip to D.C. soon, so that might be fun. But here's part, and I want to get your responses, because this is part of what Speaker Johnson is saying. Allie, you educated us here on this in a very unique way that I think it's interesting. Do you ever feel a little like embarrassed about the fact that you don't quite understand it? Because we've been in those rooms where we've been like, explain that to me. I don't get it. I want you to understand what Allie explained to us last week. You want to know how we have we don't have a pure democracy, but a constitutional republic? Because a pure majority in the Senate does not pass the CR. It's got to be 60 votes. We don't have it on the Republican side.
We don't have
Tell me that these lefties don't understand our government. So, Allie, what is he basically saying here?
They don't understand representative government either.
Yeah.
So yes, we have the majority. We have the House, we have a slim majority in the Senate, and we have the presidency. Yes, we have those as Republicans. Yes. However, what is happening is there's a mandate. So when the people of the United States, who hold the most power, overwhelmingly vote to put a president into office, and then overwhelmingly push for his administration to be confirmed through the Senate, which has happened, and then they actually push forward what they campaigned on, which is what they were elected on. It's their resume. You come into the job. We are the CEOs. The American people are the CEOs of America. We tell our government how we want to be governed. That is literally written in our Constitution. So when we overwhelmingly agree that the resume that you put forth is what we agree on and what we want as the American people, we are going to put you in the position to act that out. President Trump and his administration is acting that out. This is what we are seeing, a representative government. Democrats are not used to that. They're used to top-down government. They're used to, this is the way we're going to do it, either fall in line or go away.
Yep.
So this is a civics lesson. But not only just a civics lesson, they're also being taught what communism really is. When you can deplatform somebody, you can debank somebody, you can silence somebody, that's a social credit score. So if you don't
Yes.
say
Oh,
what I
absolutely.
think that you want, if you don't say what I think you should be saying, you have no access to the internet. You can't speak now. And if
Mm.
I'm able to assassinate you, that even shows more that this is a social credit score. When you are opposing my the stealing of my CEO-ness, the stealing of my job, and you
Yes.
go to my office and you tell me that you disagree with me and I put you in jail in solitary confinement, that's a social credit score. That is part of
Absolutely.
communism.
Yes.
And when you control the food, you control the people. When you control the money, you control the people. When you
You
control where
control
they
the
live,
housing, you control the
you
people.
control the
What
people. And that's exactly what they are showing us.
and this is part of this fear that they're trying to stoke. They figured, you know what? If we get enough people to fear going hungry and to
Yes.
fear not
Losing
having
their
a roof over
homes.
their head, it's the same thing as them fearing not having breath in their lungs through a
Yep.
COVID virus, man-made
Yep.
COVID virus. Here is a picture that I want you guys to convert to memory. Take a picture, get your phone out, make sure you know what this is. Literally, like I want to see you guys there like this. Take a look at this. This is what the Democrats are fighting for. Again, Democrats are fighting for this, not for you, but for this. This is their $1.5 trillion demands in order to reopen the government, in order to give you your SNAP benefits and your rental benefits. They want $200 billion for healthcare for illegals. You're mandated through Obamacare that you have to pay for healthcare or you're going to be fined at tax time. But $200 billion for illegals. They want to repeal rural hospitals, right? Because they want a huge conglomerate for pharma. They want permanent COVID subsidies. Okay, COVID was a way, guys, it was a way to not only kill off those that were in our older communities, but it was also a way for you to bow the knees, and it was a way for them to bring in these subsidies through the school systems and everything else with strings attached that make you fall in line, because we get it at government, we get addicted to money, and then we'll do just about anything. $500 million for liberal news outlets. Excuse me, that's not open mic. That's MSNBC doubling down on stupid. $4 million for global LGBTQILMNOP awareness campaigns. $4 million for LGBTQ in the Balkans, because I hear they need that, and $2 million for feminist democratic principles in Africa, because we see how well the feminists worked here in America.
Did you get that, Fish? Did you get that? Did you take a screenshot? Because that's exactly what the Democrats you love so much are trying to perpetuate to you while they're lying and saying that the Republicans have shut down the government. That's not true. Sorry, open
And
mic
I can agree.
audience
Listen,
everywhere
I can
else.
agree with many people on the left who are tired of government. I can
Yes,
agree with
I
our
agree with that.
libertarians that are tired of government.
Tired of
Listen,
government.
why do you think the Republican Party sometimes in our local municipalities doesn't like us so much? Because we smell it. You can smell it when it's somebody that's interested more in power, interested more in looking out for their own interests rather than the interest of the people. So I can understand why people get frustrated. But guys,
Ooh,
you
we
better
are
pay
fiery
attention
today.
because this is not America First policy. This
It's
is
not.
global first policy, and this is not
Yeah.
what you voted for in November. Hence the reason why the Republicans have dug their heels in. Again, the Democrats are not used to a Republican Party that will have a backbone.
That part. Ooh, that part.
Mm,
Woo! That's it.
Allie.
Done.
Mm,
I swung my mic.
I don't even know where to go after that. What's next?
We were just fired up, bro.
Well, and so what if I told you,
Listen.
what if I told you guys that even one of the largest unions in the United States actually understands it? I'm talking about the American Federation of
Yes.
Government Employees. They are speaking out. Take a look at this.
They are.
They represent nearly 1 million of our hardworking American families. They just called out the Democrats and demanded an end to this reckless shutdown. Part of what they're saying here, guys, is that they want lawmakers to pass a short-term spending measure. That's part of what, this is, guys,
the
this
CR.
is NBC News that's covered this. Because even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Right. That's the CR. 1,000%.
It's
And,
hurting.
like, that will fund the government. So you not only why are federal employees unionized? That doesn't even make any sense, first of all. But second, it's just wild to me. But
Let
second,
me get my notebook out. What things to
right?
ask.
Like, let's pull at that thread and see what falls.
We're going to have a Patriot Jeopardy where it's going to be, give me corrupt government for 20, Alex.
Oh my goodness.
I know who can play Vanna White. Wait,
No,
is Vanna
but
White
also
on
also
Jeopardy? Or that's, I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Yes. No, Vanna White. That's not Jeopardy.
Price
That
is Right.
That was is that Wheel of Fortune? Vanna White?
Listen, these are the shows I played hooky to stay home and watch when I was in school.
Gosh, you girl. repeal
Sorry.
of $50 billion in the House. Yes. So there a lot of questions have been brought up too. Is like since they defunded USAID, the only way for them to really get this funding is through these NGOs,
Right.
which are getting a lot of the money from COVID.
BINGO. You hit the nail on the head. Yes. Yes.
We're not just cute guys. We're smart. We know what we're
We
talking
read
about.
occasionally. We read occasionally,
We
which is
read.
why.
And we
Which is
listen
why
to
all
others.
of you. Should we say this on the show? Should we use this platform? Yes. Okay. So, which is why, to our wonderful, Lord, there's a word. To those that have been in our party for a while, that have really dug in and worked the trenches, we love you so much. And we want to partner with you and work hand in hand. But for those of you that think for 1 second that because we're women, Allie and I, and we are the party that knows what a woman is, by the way. If you're not sure, you can DM me.
I just had somebody get in their feelings and report my life.
Aw, were the facts a little too harsh? Listen, but Allie, seriously, people will come up to us and say like that we shouldn't wear high heels, or like they don't like my shirt today. And it's funny because when they can't argue with you on facts or principle or policy, because we're women, they immediately go for like the looks. Listen, Allie, you and I have thicker skin than many women. We are not easily swayed on that. But it's pretty funny that here we are talking about a government shutdown, and the reason why people, American people, you watching this, the reason why this might hurt you. And even some of our Republicans can't even, it's like I just want to like lock it in. Let's focus on what's important. My top is not.
Right.
Allie's earrings, not so much. They're beautiful. Like, let's focus on. And
or how many times have I been told you should take the nose ring out? How about pop them in? Like
Listen, well-behaved women very rarely make history. So I want to talk about this woman.
Go ahead.
This is Sunny Boy. She, again, because we like to feature these independent-minded people that are talking about the current events. This is what she had to say about the Democrat-induced shutdown. Take a listen.
Okay, so it's on the CNN News. So the month of November, they told all the southern states to hold back Section 8 and their EBT benefits, okay? So that means that no Thanksgiving and no Christmas, okay? So therefore, you know what? Whoop-de-doo, okay? Whoop-de-doo. Because let me tell you something, American people. It was only supposed to have been a temporary thing, okay? I'm hearing people all up on this internet here talking about oh, what they're going to do. They was getting $4,200 a month. Oh, what they was gonna do? They was getting $1,200 a month in food stamps. Oh, what? But they all on iPhones. You're on iPhones. You're on Android. That's a luxury, okay? To the government, that's a luxury, okay? To the government, you're not supposed to have cable, okay? To the government, there's a lot of things that was not prioritized right on Section 8, because Section 8, you're not was supposed to be on it for 20 years, okay? To get food stamps, you're not was supposed to get food stamps for 17 years. I hear one lady say that she had one child starting on it.
She goes on to say, you know, you have somebody had a child and then got on these benefits and then proceeded to have 5 more children. And we have to talk about this. Listen, as loving, caring American citizens, we have to talk about this, because I don't think there's nobody that I've known in my circle that has not, well, maybe a few. Mostly, if I think of my mom friends, most of us have at one time or another had to use a benefit. Whether it's insurance benefits when you're pregnant, whether if it's WIC when the baby's first born, some kind, and now you've got people that have been able to use, you know, Section 8 housing. Whether you like these programs or not, we can all agree that there are people out there who need help and need assistance. Allie, but how do you wean people off of the government teat? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a problem, and I don't think we would be talking about it if it wasn't for this government shutdown stuff.
This is how, locally.
Yeah.
The federal government cannot come save you. The federal government is not supposed to come save you.
Yeah.
Your local government has regulations in place, over regulations because of lobbyists, housing developers that come in and want special protections for building
Mm.
houses. They put in these high rises instead of you being able to buy a condo for $50,000
Mm.
yeah, in order for you to be able to purchase a condo for you to own for $50,000 for maybe 5 or 10 years on an interest rate loan, right? They give you these
Oof.
high rise apartment buildings and then they flood it in with people and then they overregulate where you can build certain things, which is why you have food deserts, which is why people need to be on SNAP, so that they have to go outside of their zip code to go find it, but they can't have transportation because how are you going to buy a car if you live on government assistance? Government doesn't give you a car to
Mm.
drive, so you have to take public transportation, and then there's regulations on public transportation. It's over regulation at the local level that
Yeah.
causes people to stay dependent on government, and that's the
Well,
issue. But you
and
have to
Allie,
be
you so
plugged in as a person to
you touched
understand
on
what that looks
something.
like.
You touched on something just now that I want to talk about, and that is some of the regulation with over-regulation as far as building is concerned. And I'm not talking about somebody regulating that you can't build here or this is a sanctuary you can't build here. I'm talking about a different type of regulation that we're seeing happen in the states. It happened in Senate Bill 180 here in Florida that a lot of people
Yeah.
are having issues with some of the language, which is basically saying the opposite, that now local government cannot say what density looks like in your neighborhood.
Right.
Allie and I were traveling. I forget where we were traveling, but we're looking to the clouds, and it was like, wow, it's a clear day. And then we're like, oh yeah, Florida just outlawed all the spraying of chemicals and what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for, Allie? Where they spray
Chemtrails.
chemicals. Chemtrails. Thank you. We're like, oh, so this is what God's sky looks like minus all the chemtrails. And then I was like, you know what? We've had a very mild hurricane season. I don't mean any harm to Jamaica. I know that they are suffering right now, but I'm talking about here on the mainland of Florida. And I'm like, who benefits from playing God with weather and chemtrails and heightening some of these storms that we've seen with
The insurance
torrential
companies.
rainfall? Who?
The insurance companies.
The insurance companies, but really think about it. Said storm comes in, annihilates an area because
Yep.
your house and the levels that your house was built at were not meant to withstand these storms that are like, chemtrail induced. So now
Once in a
your storm,
generation.
the 100-year storm that you've had every
Yeah.
year for the next 4 years has now decimated your neighborhood. So now those houses are not able, look at what happened in Homestead, Florida, like back in Hurricane Andrew. Now those areas are deemed uninhabitable. They come in, they completely annihilate the area. Now corporate builders come in, build cookie cutter homes
Yep.
and sell it back to you for $350,000.
Yep. Instead of what
Is it a way to really get land ownership to change hands? And just so
Yes.
I'm just going to say right now, I'm feeling very well. So talking about this it's not a friendly topic to talk about, but you have to ask, not only did we pass the legislation here in Florida, but who the hell was behind doing this?
I agree.
Oh.
Oh, he said
No
we're
question.
supposed to call it bioengineering.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't claim to
Because
always have the words.
Because the left classifies that chemtrails as a conspiracy. No, I get that, Patriot Angel. Thank
Thank
you for the
you.
clarification.
Thank you. We love you for that. I appreciate it.
Bioengineering.
Bioengineering. Okay. Listen, guys, even the Democrat appointed Philadelphia police commissioner is coming out now and giving a tip of his hat to the FBI under the direction of Kash Patel and to the Trump administration for helping to clean up the once beautiful streets of Philly. Take a listen.
Wanted to recognize the team here today. As I live around the group here, Director Patel, I appreciate the support, and I share with you behind the scenes my appreciation for my colleague and law enforcement colleagues and U.S. Attorney here as well, my colleagues from the state. I mean, this is the work. I constantly tell people, we are having significant success across the city this year. And it's not just about, the Philadelphia Police Department. It's those relationships that we've had for quite some time. And we continue to use those relationships to move forward. It was just not too long ago after Kata Scott's, we found her murderer. It was the FBI that I would turn to help us in that investigation and talking to Wayne throughout that. So we're constantly behind the scenes working together. And I'm just so appreciative of that. I do want to recognize Commissioner Kelly.
Now, he's appreciative of it, but did you hear him say that he expressed in private his gratitude? That's wonderful. But
He's expressing it now publicly on the platform.
But I imagine there is heat. Look what happened to New York Mayor Eric Adams when he just came out and said, this sanctuary city stuff is not going to work because it's a basic math issue.
And he's also, I kind of want to point something out as well, because I have a lot of people on my TikTok feed that are like, oh, cops hate the feds and cops don't want to work with the feds and black people this and black people that. Both Eric Adams and this man that you just saw on this, yes, Fox, because we don't watch it. We just take their clips sometimes, because sometimes they share accurate information. Sometimes, not all the time. Anyway, they're both black.
Yeah.
And they both work.
And I thought skin didn't matter. What was that guy that said the content of your character, not the color of your skin?
The color of your skin, guys.
Oh, Martin Luther King.
If you are more concerned about the color of your skin before politics or before principle, that's an idol, and you need to go to God.
And we're not playing that here. Just like I don't want to hear the first thing. I don't want to hear the second thing you tell me is who you sleep with. If I meet you and you listen, I was at the school board meeting and literally this guy, I'm so and so, and I'm, and I was like, what? Where is that appropriate, sir? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I don't. Thank you very much so. But we have some good news to report. There is a massive, massive victory, guys. We're going to celebrate the victories when we get them. A federal judge, take a look at this, has struck down a Biden era policy. This is part of just taking out the dumpster fire that we had before this administration. There was a policy that required hospitals to perform transgender surgeries and sex changes. Again, federal government coming in and mandating that hospitals, in order to get their funding, which I'm assuming is Medicaid and Medicare, in order to get that, you got to play along and you got to make sure you're doing this. What about the oath that you take to do no harm? Cutting off healthy breasts and a penis on a young person is doing harm. So this judge got it right on this case. We now don't have that federal mandate, but guys, you still have to do the work at your state level. Yes. Because the states are where you come in and you secure that this crap is going away. We did it here in Florida. So congratulations, guys. We do have a victory to announce. That's good.
Oh, I was just told Michigan just changed their code so they can still perform surgeries secretively. You have to go find your medical board. Go to your medical board in Michigan and raise Cain.
Cain. I love that. Raise Cain. Thank you for announcing that, though, guys. This is how we'll continue to get the word out, because I bet we've got viewers in Michigan that you can partner with. It takes more than one, guys. It just takes one to kind of like that match of asking questions, and then it kind of snowballs as we all continue to ask questions.
And honestly, you may not get along with your local GOP, but I guarantee you, if you go to one of their meetings and say, look, I noticed that they changed the codes in this hospital to do this, this, and that. We need your help, and I need you to come speak at the medical board. They'll come.
Oh, absolutely, guys. Listen, our local... Well, in our local GOP, for all the things that we maybe don't agree on or don't get along with, on things like, getting inappropriate things out of school textbooks, sex change, boys and girls sports, these are the big things, right? These are the big things that we should all be able to agree on. So I agree, Allie. Let's join hands where we can and fight this stuff. Just before we go to commercial break, I do want to touch base on the story we broke here the other day about the NBA working with the mafia rings to... Guys,
if you have not seen The Sopranos, go watch The Sopranos.
Well,
watch it again.
Right?
Go watch it.
I'm going to rewatch it with a different lens now.
With new eyes.
But now we've got an NBA superstar. This is Rasheed Wallace. He's talking about the NBA rigging of games. He saw it firsthand. Take a look.
With the referees, that's why I was just saying, as I got older, I didn't have to do all the cussing or come with attitudes. No, I'm just hitting them with logic now. Like, oh, so y'all got that email last night, huh? Oh, then they flare all up. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I know about y'all email shits. No, let's not forget that. I know about that. But, man, look, it's been an ongoing
you're
war.
Referring to emails from the league with, this is what we discussed in Whistleblower, but emails from the league that are telling the referees to officiate the game in a certain way and against certain players.
Yeah.
And so you were cognizant of that at the time.
Oh, yeah, I was very, because to me, I saw it. And he'll tell you what I always used to say, y'all making it too obvious.
I thought he was crazy.
Y'all making it too obvious, too blatant. Y'all making it too obvious. I said,
we can bring it back,
I said, y'all want the fans to...
This makes it hard to watch professional sports. I want to say something real quick, because I was watching, was it Monday night or Sunday night football? Anyway, and I'm sitting there. Oh, it was Green Bay. which took every Chicago Bear bone in my body to do, but whatever. And I'm watching it, and there's this wonderful tight end. So it's a position. I'm not talking about his tight end, but there's this wonderful tight end, and he goes long, he throws a pass, whatever, and he's a big guy, right? And so they're talking about his humble beginnings and where he comes from, and then knowing what happens behind the scenes now in a production here, kind of like what we're doing now, and knowing how you have to plan certain B-roll and certain footage and voiceovers. I'm watching, I'm like, oh, wow, and look at, he's from this like small town that doesn't even have a traffic light. And they cut to like this entire B-roll footage of like this man's life. And I was like, how did they know he was going to have like such an amazing catch and such an amazing pass and such a, it just made me feel some kind of way about it. Like, does he do that in every game? In every game, does he score a touchdown? I don't know. It made me question, like, you know, oh, he caught a pass. We knew that was going to happen. Roll. I don't know. Am I too much of a skeptic?
I honestly think it's everywhere. I think it's in all sports, to be honest with you. We were having this discussion with Trash Discourse and Jennifer from Florida in one of our informative spaces the other day. We're talking about it. It was quite hilarious. It's literally everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, keep your eyes peeled because, again, you know, sometimes our sports, as much as I love them, they are meant to entertain and distract us from really the things we should be following. And that could be said of Netflix. That could be said of anything. So just, I guess we just really have to keep an eye out because I've seen poor calls completely throw a game. I've seen home advantage completely throw a game. And it's, you know, you think it's just the fan in you that doesn't like it, but it makes you wonder. I don't know. We'll keep it posted, guys. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Tell you how you can get your Liberty cigars before our 250th biquincentennial that we're going to celebrate next year. More open mic when we come back.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OPENMIC for 10% off your order.
Gold IRA companies are a dime a dozen, especially in conservative media. We vetted out 34 companies and chose Augusta Precious Metals.
With the lowest across-the-board spreads in the gold IRA industry, Augusta saves Americans thousands of dollars.
They are the only major gold IRA company that has zero complaints from their customers. Zero. None.
Augusta Precious Metals does not have commissioned sales reps, which means their goals are aligned with yours.
They were the only gold IRA company that demonstrated integrity and transparency without using gimmicks.
The informative one-on-one web conferences by Augusta Precious Metals answer all of their customers' questions before they make a move.
If you're ready to learn about protecting your wealth and retirement with gold and silver, request your free gold guide from Augusta Precious Metals today.
Visit patriot.tv/gold. That's patriot.tv/gold today.
Well, hello there, Patriot fam. Look at our beautiful Allie joining us. We're so glad. Allie, I miss you when you're not in the studio, but I almost feel like you're there. Like I could just reach out and, hi. Well, we told you here that Mandami in New York City was not the last of the very extreme Islamic left infiltrating communists, infiltrating now the Democratic Party. It is no longer just the extreme fringe, guys. This is the new Democrat Party. You don't believe me? Listen to Governor Hochul explain it just like that. Hey, listen.
This is about this November's election, but take that energy, that passion, and take it into 26 so that we can take back the House of Representatives, take the Senate, and take back our country. With your help, we will elect Soren and we take back America. Thank you, Queens. Thank you, New York. I love you guys.
We can bring it back, Crystal.
I am sick to my stomach.
Yeah, they're not going to advocate for Mandami because he's. Let me just put it this way: when there's somebody who's extreme on the right, like it or not, the party has a tendency, or the majority of the party has a tendency to kind of like not embrace. But
Right.
like if you win, they're like, hello. But the left is like, they continue to move further left. And that's why you see so many midline Democrats who maybe have never voted Republican before are like, I'm abandoned by parties. So I guess I'm either an independent or a Republican now. Keep moving to the left, Hochul. Keep moving, because you're leaving.
She's off the cliff at this point. There's
She's
no
falling
more
over.
moving. She endorsed a radical Islamist jihadist. Like, his mentor is literally the president of Iran.
That Iran doesn't even like. The young people in Iran, they don't like him.
This is dangerous. Like it's actually dangerous. It's dangerous to women. It's dangerous to children. It's dangerous to national security. It's dangerous to liberty. Like,
but don't mistake it, guys. New York City will give you what you vote for. It's you. It's you. So we're about to see if the mass exodus out of New York City into other states is going to play a role in the fall of New York City, which is why, as much as I love to see you on the beaches of Florida, all you New Yorkers, we love you. It's why you have to stand for the territory. Don't give the enemy any territory. Listen, at New York City, Broadway, are you kidding me? They're worth fighting for. Times Square, like these are wonderful. That's where Alexander Hamilton put Wall Street. I mean, are we now? There's calls for a new Wall Street, like in Miami, because people are like, we're going to lose it all. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Crazy. Who's going to work there if you don't have any?
Taxes are going to increase like 50%.
Are we still on your TikTok?
Yes.
Okay, well, buckle up, TikTok. Because New York Post just posted this. The Chinese-owned TikTok is allegedly meddling in New York City's mayoral race, yes, with Mandami, boosting Mandami content over Cuomo. These are leaked documents that are, again, this is through the New York Post. They do, if you go to their website, they do have the documents there that have been leaked. So
you don't say.
Don't say.
You don't say. So you know how it was fabricated that the Russians had influence in the 2016 election?
But our elections were safe, yes.
But our elections are safe and secure. And now we find out that the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, I tried to blend those together. I don't know what happened.
Chinist? We can create our own term. That's okay.
Is now interfering. A foreign country is interfering
legitimately
in
now
our election for mayor in New York. What does that tell you? Guys, if you're following the train of thought, that means that the CCP would rather have a radical Islamist in the mayoral position in New York City, the financial capital of the United States.
Yep.
The largest import, one of the largest imports of the United States.
Yep.
To lock arms with them so that they can infiltrate and do what they need to do on a global scale to completely dismantle the West, which is essentially what the Communist Party wants to do, is dismantle the West, which is the same thing that radical Islam wants to do, is dismantle the West. And this is what Michelle was alluding to when she said earlier this morning, when we first started our show, that when you watch what is happening, if the red communism marries the black radical Islam and joins forces with globalists, there you have your three horsemen.
Absolutely.
That is the dismantling of liberty.
And so the next question is, of course, what do you do about it? Well, listen, guys, I want you to definitely go to the Hollow Alliance, HOLLOW Alliance.com. We've got some great calls to action there. I believe if you even go to openmicladies.com, and click on call to action, it'll reroute you there as well. There are some basic things that you can do, and then you can share the link.
Yeah.
You guys, you can share it because listen, New York City's mayoral candidate race is not just New York City. It is a nationwide race because they raise funds nationwide, and it's going to look
He's
what
raising
happened.
funds globally, which is an
illegal
election violation. It's illegal for you to have funds coming in from foreign countries.
Look how we found out what was taking. Everybody thought California was something that was going to fall off the coast, and it doesn't matter what they do. But look what we found out in Florida. How it's affecting us across the United States because they're giving CDL licenses to people that cannot read or write or speak or cannot differentiate between road signs. That's going to affect you on your commute to work, guys. So it does affect. These things are nationwide. Allie, I want to make sure that we share a little bit on the other side, too, because there are Muslims now. I guess you could say they are sort of Muslims that have been assimilated, right? So they come to this country. You have the freedom to practice whatever religion you want. You just can't stand for something that violates the Constitution like Sharia law. This is
Islam. Radical Islam,
right? Exactly.
It's a war book.
It's important that we also show the viewpoint of Muslims who have assimilated in this country and how they don't feel that Mandami speaks for them. Take a listen.
As a Muslim from New York, Zoran, please, for the love of God, stop speaking for us. For the longest time, Zoran has loved getting in front of a camera and crying, literally crying, about how hard it was to be Muslim during 9/11. I'm Muslim, I'm from Queens, I was born and raised, and I was in New York City during that time. Yes, there was racism. Yes, there was bigotry. People looked at you different. But what we learned from our aunts, from our uncles, from our parents is that the way you show them up is you work harder, you become more successful, you make sure that your character is morally superior. You don't go and cry and tell the world how hard it is and victimize yourself. As a Muslim, for the love of God, stop portraying us as victims who need sympathy because of how hard it was, so we need outpourings of love and support. No, what we do is we increase our character, we increase the depth of our love for other people. Please, for the love of God, stop speaking for Muslims from New York City because you're overreaching.
So what does that sound like? It sounds like what the Democrat Party did to Black Americans. We're here to save you because people look at you differently, not realizing that the ones that are telling you that are the ones that are looking at you differently.
That's so true. Well, they did it with Hispanics too, right? They told you, here's a great migration. Come across our southern border. Oops, you were sold into trafficking. Oops, you were sold into forced labor. Oops, you were sold into getting a C-section in the bushes so that we could sell your baby for parts. Oops, sorry, Latin America, we sold you damaged goods. I mean, they go after the Democrats and the globalists go after every innocent bystander they possibly can. And I guess maybe now it's Muslims.
Because it's about control. Guys, it is never about the issue. It is always about control and dismantling it. That's what it's about. It's about dismantling liberty. It's about dismantling, because free people, free thinkers, people that think for themselves. Yes, I'm holding a carrot pen because my daughter likes it. I'm fidgety. But that's what it's about. Free thinkers and people that are able to speak for themselves and stand on principle are a threat to control.
Allie, you and I were talking weeks ago about this marriage between, almost like this extreme Islam and the Communist Party. But you're not hearing that on any mainstream news organization. Not a lot of independent influencers and journalists are even talking about it. But you did share with me. Yeah, you did share with me this clip. I do want to play a portion of it. Take a listen.
What we are seeing is center-left parties, for whatever reason, and maybe for a complex set of factors, they're going in a direction that, in my view, center-left parties, these are parties during the Industrial Revolution, they genuinely, those movements were about how can we lift poor people. Children were being subjected to working adult jobs for long hours. You know the history of these parties. And now these parties have been infiltrated, infected, if you will, with ideas, again, that pose as social justice, equality, you name it, which is really an excuse for power, an excuse for authoritarianism, for not having to answer to anyone, for a destruction of what we call freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of association, the free enterprise and free politics. It's very sad, but it looks like we thought in 1989 we defeated the Soviet Union, and now here we are in 2019. And I think for whatever reason, they have infected us with something in our universities and political parties, especially the center-left parties. And there, how can we say we are the winners? We're not the winners. We are the losers. And the
Bring it back,
Islamists
Krista.
are exploiting this.
Yes, she says the Islamists are exploiting this. The communists are exploiting this. This is Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She's a former member of the House of Representatives in Netherlands. Guys, that was in 2019. Now, for all of our wonderful lamestream media who have gone globalist, this was a globalist story that I didn't hear pushed in 2019 when they were too busy telling you to turn in your neighbors for not wearing a mask. This is the... Again, what are they using to distract you with so that you don't look at the real issue? They saw this coming in the Netherlands. We've seen it come, as goes Europe. Sometimes so goes the rest of the nation, the rest of the world. So this is why we're talking about this now, because it's kind of just now coming to light, right, Allie?
Right, exactly. I didn't realize that this was, obviously we knew that this was happening in 2019 because of what we were witnessing within our colleges. And I posted my video discussing these college campus riots that were happening and how it was so crazy to me that after 9/11, we're witnessing known terrorists infiltrate these college campuses and essentially rile them up to rally with them for a cause.
Yes.
It is not our cause. And they come here illegally or legally, and they try to infiltrate these colleges and poison the minds of our children. And then we wonder why we have so much support for radical people that are on the left running for office. It's not a surprise.
And we learned this in the 60s and 70s. This was, through what you could call, the hippie movement or whatever. There's an age group of people, God bless them. I remember going through this where, you're really questioning everything and you're looking for something that you're questioning authority. You're probably not only questioning it in your household, but you're questioning it in every facet of your life. Kind of this young adulthood era that you go through where you kind of know everything. It's a wonderful journey to go through that age. But if you have somebody that will exploit it, and what we call sort of a color revolution, where you come in, you've got foreign money, foreign governments, foreign adversaries that come in and push this junk on young people whose minds are ripe for it and who are looking for a cause, something to go lay in the middle of the street for in the middle of the day. That's who they're basically picking on, or young adults. But this is what shocked me, Allie, and I know we talked a little bit privately, you and I, about some things we're seeing happening in Florida. We'll come out with that a little bit later. But even places that are really strong red, like Texas. You've got now Representative Chip Roy, who's running to be the Attorney General in Texas. He's talking to Glenn Beck. Take a listen.
I've talked to the governor about what's happening, the Islamification of Texas. People have no idea what's coming. We are going to be Europe if we don't wake up.
Right.
And, New York is going to be a different place in 4 years, completely different place in 4 years. And we can't let that happen to Texas. And it is bad in Texas. So as Attorney General, what are you going to do?
Well, first of all, let's remember what we're dealing with. And all of your listeners, and obviously you're based in Texas, but you're nationwide, but particularly for people in Texas, understand that mosques are going up in Texas at a faster rate than any other state in the union. Understand that there are between 3,000 and 4,000 mosques nationwide. Understand that there are over 300 mosques in Texas and growing. Understand that Epic City is just one of a number of places where you've got the Islamists who adhere to Sharia law, who are trying to build enclaves, and they'll say all are welcome. But Glenn, are you going to go live in Epic City?
No.
I'm guessing not. So you know what's going to happen there. So I applaud the governor and the legislature for taking action to say that a place like Epic City should not really exist. But we're going to have to be much more aggressive in targeting what they're clearly doing to advance Sharia law. And even yesterday, right, you saw some Islamists who were complaining about my remarks. This all got kickstarted because on Monday, I went on a pretty strong, you want to use the word jihad, you can, against the the advance of radical Islam, and I said that they're in the face of this no kings crap, there is one king, and that king is Jesus Christ. President Trump and his administration have acknowledged that. They've given strong speeches in defense of the gospel at Charlie's celebration and generally. And we are a Christian nation, and I'm proud of it. And we should.
And I know that's going to ruffle some feathers right off the gate to say that we're a Christian nation. Well, no, and we can follow up with Chip Roy on that. He didn't really answer the question of what's being done. Because it's being done in other countries, in other states. And listen, we had this thing brought up at our school board meeting last week, talking about, well, we're not a Christian nation. Our founding documents state that our rights, our inalienable rights, come from God, our Creator. If you can get people to believe a lie that we're not founded on that and on Christianity and on who that God is, then you can convince them that those rights are not inalienable and given by God, which means then they're government appointed, which is how you control them, which is how we go back to what Allie said. It's all about control. Now, that doesn't mean you have to believe in that same God. That God will even give you the grace and the permission to come here and believe otherwise. You can definitely do that, but you can't change our origin. Allie, this kind of pisses me off because it's happening even here in Florida. And even though you can come here and you can practice your own religion, you cannot Islamify our country from sea to shining sea. We're not going to stand for that.
No, we're definitely not.
Because there's a difference, as you heard with the gentleman before, there's a difference between the Muslim faith and practicing the extreme Sharia law, which contradicts everything in your state constitution and the federal constitution.
And federal constitution, which is why there is a Senate bill and a House bill going through the legislature this session in Florida to ban Sharia law. There's also a House bill brought forth by a couple of representatives that have signed on congressionally to ban Sharia law federally. So this is something that we are watching. This is something that we are going to continue to bring to you guys as our audience, so that you are aware of what's going on, and make sure
so that you can
go
look for it
to your capital and build those relationships with your House and Senate representatives and tell them that you want to ban Sharia law from your state, because it's not going to take just the federal government doing it. It is going to take.
You've got to do it in your states. Absolutely. It all begins local. I want to skip ahead, Krista, if I could, to the entrance that Donald Trump made. Of course, he was aboard the USS George Washington in Japan. Imagine being there as a serviceman or woman, and then you see this. Take a look.
How cool is that?
That is.
The United States, Donald J. Trump.
That is a badass entrance.
That is a badass entrance. We can bring it back, Krista. Well, and of course, he says, I'm proud to be an American, with at least I know I'm free. God bless the USA. So take that, leftists who don't believe that God actually blesses the USA. And even though he's not really well appreciated by the left in this country, he is well appreciated in Japan because freedom and liberty is contagious. Take a look at Japan's Prime Minister, Sanae Takachi. Take a look at her here.
I have to say this, the first female Prime Minister in the history of Japan. Madam Prime Minister, please say a few words.
We can bring it back, Krista.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. And
I don't think we have the subtitles for her native language.
Awesome!
That's
Not just the first female, but she's the first female who wants to make and keep Japan free, living in liberty. She's like the MAGA for Japan. It's awesome.
It's amazing. And you know who doesn't show up to congratulate and to honor people like that?
It's not an AI background guy.
The feminist, Allie. Sometimes trolls just need to go under the bridge and leave them alone.
Seriously. And he's been on the live the whole time, and I'm sitting here like,
good, because you know what? Truth comes by hearing, and hearing comes by the word of God. So you know what? Maybe this is the only place that he's going to hear truth, and it's just stirring him inside right now. But maybe in a week, he'll actually be asking the questions he should be asking. So you know what? God bless you.
And I'll
Listen,
be here. It's fine.
we are not the same, Allie, right? We are not the same. People have said that we have a both sides of the aisle issue. We absolutely do not. Allie and I were told on social media yesterday, day before yesterday, on one of my
At the press
posts.
conference.
Yeah, I was at a press conference with Governor DeSantis, Allie and I were, and many people talking about Club America charters going up throughout the state.
Ooh,
and
the triggers.
the trigger, somebody actually posted, I wish I had a picture of it, but I didn't want to dox this person.
I'll dox him.
That said, hey, why don't you Capri Sun your neck and go join Charlie Kirk? Now, as an 80s, 70s, 80s child, I was thinking, can you remember the Capri Sun and the straw and how you had to really like... So Capri Sun your neck and go join Charlie Kirk is what I was told on my social media. Obviously, we know it's a troll. I don't care. Words don't harm me. But this is how we know we are not the same. I want you to take a look at this post that Erica Kirk posted. Take a watch.
Trollish cops. That's a daddy. Trolly not.
This beautiful baby girl pulling up to the Turning Point USA headquarters in Arizona, obviously sees her dad there and knows we are not the same. Understand that we are fighting something that is extremely evil. And I don't mean fighting with torches and weapons. The biggest weapon Allie and I have is right here. It's our microphone and it's our voice. Anybody who will celebrate making an orphan out of a child, or taking a dad or a mom away from a child, or the life of somebody lost, whether you agree with them or not. This is how we know we're not the same, because I fight for your opinion too.
Yep.
I'm not silencing you. I'm saying we're not the same. And you guys have to understand in your individual lives, and I think I'm coming with a little bit of fervor here, because this is something that I'm currently dealing with, not just when it comes to Charlie Kirk and what I'm doing with Turning Point USA, but in running for office.
Yep.
All the attacks and all the daggers come this way, but I want you to understand something, you guys. You're not the same. Stop looking for a way to fit in. Stop looking for a way to be comfortable. Stop looking for a way to hide and go back to 2017, 2012, 1999. Those were great years. We're not there anymore. Stop looking for a way to cower out of this situation. This is when we dial in. We make sure that we pray for each other. We make sure we understand this life is not the reward. It is what's in heaven.
Yeah.
And what are we doing to fight for the liberty that we're hoping to pass on to our children and grandchildren? Allie, I'll let you close it out. We've got about a minute left.
been set apart on purpose. We have all been born for such a time as this. And who's to say that, honestly, if you are quiet now for this time, and you do not stand up, and you do not speak truth, and you do not stand on principle, who's to say that you and your family will surely perish in this time?
Absolutely.
Who's to say that you were not born for such a time as this? That is Esther 4:14. And we like to say James 8:3, God, Lord, send me. I'm here. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Strengthen my hand. Strengthen
Absolutely.
my path. And guide
And
my
Allie, and thank you. And that reminds me of, I know you've got some meetings today that we won't talk too much about, but I want you to know the Lord goes with you. And guys, please make sure that you reach out. Let us know if there's anything happening in your part of the country that you would like us to cover. Contact at openmicladies.com. Visit openmicladies.com to catch up on all the other episodes. Make sure you share, subscribe on social media. We can't do this without you. And thank you, and God bless Patriot TV and your board of directors for always giving us this platform. We're so grateful. Thank you, Krista and Kevin and Marisha and Brielle, all you guys do. We'll catch you tomorrow, guys. It's going to be just as saucy, so make sure you tune in.
All right,
Keep
y'all.
that
We
mic
love
open.
y'all. Catch you later. Bye.
I've treated trauma in war zones, car accidents, backcountry rescues, you name it. And I often had to rely on inferior equipment. So when the folks at Jace Medical offered to help me build the medical kits I'd always dreamed of, I jumped at the chance. Let's start with the Jace Medic Kit. It's laid out for fast, intuitive access. It even includes a dedicated slot for the Jace case, your emergency supply of antibiotics. Next is the Jace Trauma Kit. This is for the most serious injuries, massive bleeding, chest wounds, burns, blunt trauma. We've also included a powerful lineup of over-the-counter and prescription medications. For everyday injuries, this is the Jace Aid Kit, your glove box, backpack, kitchen drawer essential. Compact, rugged, and packed with high-quality supplies. It's the first rugged kit combining prescription meds and premium first aid gear.
Visit patriot.tv/kit. That's patriot.tv/kit to get the only med kit on the market designed for real-world emergencies.